5 weeks come and gone already. And we're off here in Week 6 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Set.
Right to the air is Herbert. Throw complete to Sinnott. It's a 21-yard gain. And the Chargers will have a first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
21. Set.
Here's a give up the middle. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
First and 10, Herbert. It's taken in by Sinnott. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Los Angeles. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Jelani Tavai range it in for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. He'll throw it. Throw wheeled in by Njoku. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Play action on first down. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Let's go. Hawk 70.
He'll throw it yet again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Chargers, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Herbert from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it brings up an LA first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Catch made over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll run here on first down. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Set.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short.
Set.
Back to the well again. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Chargers will have a first.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. More from MetLife coming right up. Chargers ball as we get back for the second, and they are thinking points. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion.
Go.
First down, and they go right back to it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. To the air this time, Herbert. This one's caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From midfield now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. And big plays on that side of the ball, well, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going.
Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Picked off Cam Hart. And the Chargers take over as he records his 10th career INT. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Herbert now off the play fake. he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
On first down, they'll run. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Browns kick is up and good. And that will add to their score.
You know, you look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a three-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, go!
They start the drive with Hall, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tuli Tuipulotu in for the tackle. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Here we go, set! Set, go!
A give left side for Hall. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Set! Mustang 19! Ready?
From the gun on third down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Track at 60!
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Jets with the football. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42.
Let's go now!
Pass play now. Able to find Dotson here. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
That's caught. He found some space. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Go, Reed, go.
Hall. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Jets chop some of the lead off before the half. Brees Hall with the touchdown. Riley Patterson on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Set.
Herbert. Oh, put some heat on this deep. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And the Jets are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
That one complete to Njoku. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. But my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Intended target there was David Njoku. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
3rd and long for him here. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. David Njoku, the touchdown. And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Returning it from the 4. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him.
At their own 35-yard line.
First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here.
12. Go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. The Jets get there and bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Junior Coulson bringing an end to that play.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
They motion the tight end over. From the 31. Jump off caught by his back. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Back now, pressure on its way. Got a man, it's Njoku. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it's 2nd down coming up.
The defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Junior Coulson. And the Chargers take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Back-to-back carries here. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets side. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
That's caught for the first. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. That's good for 7 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
OP. Set.
Blown back, gets the handoff. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate, training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Kappa.
Herbert back to throw. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. So it seems like either way they were getting a 4th down here, but this way cost them some extra yardage too.
Hey, I get you want to avoid a possible turnover by forcing it down the field, but it's really hard to find a scenario where 10 yards and a loss of downs is the better outcome.
He has it at the 13. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Jets football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Coming right is Hall. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10 now. Flushed out of the pocket. Throw reeled in by Njoku. Down the left sideline he goes. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jets take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Patterson on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets push their lead to 3. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And a huge return sets up the offense on the opposite side of the field.
This is one of those times, Kate, where special teams have a chance to be special. Right? The opponent goes down and scores a touchdown, and you just know you've got to respond and quell some of the momentum in the building. A return like that, well, it's off to a great start.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they face 2nd down. Herbert from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Third down, 1 yard to go.
Set.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. So they'll be set up with a first and goal when we come back. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. First and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
There's a give, left side. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. An 8-yard gain on the ground, and that's going to bring up third and goal.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation. It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense? That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Go.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he takes this across. Nope, beg your pardon. They're going to spot him right at the 35-yard line. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Go.
From the 35 on 2nd down. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down.
Here we go.
They'll try and throw it here. He lofts it deep left. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Collects this at the 35. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Chargers take possession. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Slot man motioned over. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Herbert with a blitz coming. Bateman hauls it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush a passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Hey, ram.
He'll throw it. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 28. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Go, man.
Herbert now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. He's back to throw. Cut near the goal line. It's an LA touchdown. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
19 Lions.
They'll come out throwing. It's Dotson on the catch. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets down by 7. Second and 3 now. From the 37. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. This one intended for the running back. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Here we go, set.
Now to throw. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
Quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. The give now out of the shotgun. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back, and this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
Likely going to see him take a knee here. Force him to burn a timeout, conserve a little of that clock. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So the Chargers take this one on the road. And even fighting that dreaded body